It's hard for me to let go, but I think that I'm finally feeling good again. So hard cause I loved you, but I'm finally feeling like myself. All of the wounds that were opened by you are now closing. I finally know how to live without hurting myself. I think that I am moving on cause I do feel less broken. I needed a sign, this is a sign that I'm healing. I'm finally healing from you. I'm finally healing from you. Mistakes, don't mean to come off hardy. I'm just an imperfect person.
What's good, folks? It's Nightmare Frame here with a new Warframe video coming at you with Fulmination Nova. This Fulmination Nova went up against level 9,999 enemies, and she kept it silence but deadly. Okay, I did replace her third ability with Silence, since the first ability can be used to, deal a little bit of damage, give you a little bit of damage reduction, but doesn't really matter because that damage reduction is only for the health, and we're going to be shield gating here. Secondly, antimatter drop can be charged up, allowing you to deal some AoE damage within a 15-meter radius. And since we don't have that much range, the portal is going to be useless. So that's why I decided to remove the third ability. And then Molecular Prime. Molecular Prime slows down enemies if you have power strength and speeds them up if you have negative power strength. It caps out as 76% slow, which is around 140% power strength. This gives you a 200 damage debuff on enemies, except shield, so anything else. So they will take more damage from all sources, regardless of your power strength on there. We can increase the slow even more by using a primer, and my primer is going to be the Epitaph. Epitaph force procs hold, and at 10 stacks, you're going to have a 70% slow, and that's going to be added on to Molecular Prime, basically leaving them motionless. And since all their animations are slowed, that means the stun animation from Silence is going to be slowed as well. And since we have a controlled radius of 15.8 meters, we can move back and forth, stun them consistently. And on top of that, for added crowd control, Epitaph procs Blast. That Blast proc is going to blind enemies, well, reduce their accuracy, basically shooting you less, and they're slowed down. And let's add insult to injury. I will be using Arcane Eruption. That Arcane allows me to knock down enemies within a 30-meter radius whenever I pick up an energy orb. And it has no cooldown. And when they get knocked down, that animation is also going to be slowed thanks to Molecular Prime and Silence. And the power of Silence, it disables enemy abilities, meaning acolytes who have special abilities like violence, they cannot take away your abilities. You're pretty much silencing them, so they can't do anything to you. They're slowed and silenced. Okay, let's go in. That slow is already slowing down enemies. And guess what? We're going to proc them with cold. Look at that. Slowed down even more. Let's not mention, we can have silence, stunning them. And since we have 15.8 meters of range, we can just go in and out and stun them and have them not even attack us. Look at that. We're just moving back and forth. And if you want to kill them, hey, you can use your glaive or whatever weapon you want. All right, here we are in Steel Path. Look at that. We just slowed down everybody and we're just killing them. Our shields broke. We can just recast an ability. Boom. More damage, especially with a 2. Look at that. Explosion after explosion. The build here is all about using your 4th ability to slow down enemies, stunning them with silence, slowing them down even more with cold procs, and we also have Vazarin. With that protective dash, we get more iframes. And let's not forget, I have Arcane Eruption. So what that means, once I pick up an energy orb, it's going to knock down enemies within a 30-meter radius. Look at that. You see that? They're knocked down. And that knockdown is going to be slowed down again. So instead of running viral and heat on your epitaph primer, you can actually go with viral electricity on your epitaph primer and go with a heat melee. But you can go with heat on epitaph and heat on your melee if you're running a heat inherent. But we're not going to be doing that. We're just here for crazy amounts of CC. Oh, perfect. Violence is here. Where is he? He can't remove my abilities because guess what? We got silence on. Hey, buddy. How you liking that? You're slowed? You're slowed? Oh, you pathetic acolyte. You can't do shit to me. All right, taking a look at the build. Brief Respite in the aura for the energy to shield conversion. Use an ability, it costs energy, gives you shields back. This helps us refresh our shield gate. Remember, you will get the max duration of a shield gate with max shields. Prime Sure-Footed for that knockdown and stagger resistance. Remember, spending less time on your butt is a huge DPS increase. Duration at 254% with Prime Continuity and Narrow-Minded. Narrow-Minded does kill your range. That's why I'm offsetting it with Stretch to give me 15.8 meters on Silence, because Silence cannot be refreshed. So you want to have a controlled range. Moving back and forth will restun the enemy. Power Strength at 144% with Umbral Intensify. That's all you need to cap out the slow on Molecular Prime. Natural Talent to help you cast abilities faster. You have no idea how slow her fourth ability is to cast. Rolling Guard for the 3 seconds of invulnerability and cleanses you of status effects. This is very good to reposition and engage an enemy. Since I did a disruption level cap, I wanted to switch back and forth from my primary to secondary because I took care of the Demolist with my primary weapon. Arcane Eruption for that 100% enemy knockdown within a 30-meter radius. I wish they actually stated the range. That's why Wiki exists. Prime Flow for the large energy pool and Arcane Energize to help us replenish our energy. If you do not care about Vigor Swamp, you can always add more duration with Constitution or Augur Message. The difference between Constitution and Augur Message is 1 second, but Constitution gives you that knockdown resistance if you don't have Prime Sure-Footed, and Augur Message gives you that energy to shield conversion, just like Brief Respite. Now moving on to the secondary utility weapon, the Epitaph. The Epitaph will force proc Blast and Cold, so you don't have to mod for that. Over here we have Amalgam Barrel Diffusion for the dodge roll speed and multi-shot. Fire rate just a little bit, not too much, because you don't want to be firing it so fast it's going to be a charged shot, which is a single target shot. Just more multi-shot to help you proc more. Viral, heat, and I added more cold just to increase the proc priority of viral. Fulmination for the AoE on secondary, Sure Shot for the status chance, Reflex Draw for even more holster speed. Since our melee is going to be our killing weapon, basically the weapon that we're going to be used to kill all the mobs. Build is very straightforward. Our damage and crit chance, damage on heavy attack and wind up speed, yes, these two do overcap, but that leftover 15% is so worthwhile, so that's why we put it there. Prime Smite to double dip on the bleeds, Corrupt Charge for the initial combo, Power Throw for multiplicative damage on the throw, Volatile Quick Return for the AoE explosion. And the DPS weapon I used here is Convectrix. The main build is straightforward. Dexterity is going to be our base damage mod, but it's an arcane, so this is where all our base damage is coming from. And we're going to be building this up since we're killing ads with our glaive. Crit chance, crit damage, damage multiplier. We're going to have multi-shot, efficient beams, gives you status chance, and doesn't consume ammo when you don't hit enemies. Tackle Pump for more reload speed. This is your flex slot. You can put whatever you want. Fire rate, super important, and Galvanize Savvy for even more damage. And I do have the other variant here, which is the viral variant. It does have less fire rate, but it will give you consistent procs of viral. We don't want to max any of these two mods. Viral is just here to proc. not to deal damage. Okay, viral status effect is what makes viral good, not its damage, unless you're fighting against enemies who have no armor. Our focus school is going to be Vazarin, because what else can we use? Focus school is going to be Vazarin. This will help me protect myself and allies, but if you want to use a Zenrik, you can. Why Vazarin? Well, because of protective dash, making everyone else invulnerable when you dash into them, and it heals them over time. Our pet will just be any Panzer Volpophyla and your go-to build. All right, folks, that has been it for me. I do hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, feel free to leave a like, share, and subscribe for more Warframe content, streams, and so much more. Do refer to the description. And as always, peace.